All right. So today is November 21st, um, 2020, and I am Laurie Reyon. I am one of the keepers of the Omni Dimensional Mystery School in Oceanside, California. I work here with my two kids who are cats, Master Cat Puda, some of you know, and Sam. And we're just so excited. We were talking in the pre part of the class about gratitude. We're so happy for the holiday season here to be approaching us, and we're so thankful for each other. And with what the energies have been going on with in our country, with all of the division and the chaos, it feels so good to come to time of to really understanding our blessings. And from a metaphysical point of view, to start to really understand how the physicality of gratitude changes your whole body. It changes the vibration of your cells. It pushes out disease, all kinds of things. So, and most of you know too that in everything that I do, we do in sacred space to create a beautiful, protective, loving, kind energy. And today I'm inclined to bring in angels and dolphins and whales. Okay, so if you just go into that part of you that is most sacred and open to your heart space. Mother, Father, God, we love you so much. We're so grateful for your presence today as we gather as a group of light beings. We gather in service, but we also gather in an inquisitive energy as to how we can share and become and be more grateful, more appreciative of all of the things that are given, all of the things that are yet to be given, and of course, all of the things that we can share with others. So we move into the small space of our heart and we just ask for expansion. We ask for connection. And this beautiful feeling of the heart, just coherence, ripples out into the world. And so we begin now by grounding ourselves, just really dropping into the earth and anchoring your light down in Pachamama. And take a moment and say hello to the elemental beings. Of course, they're all around you, but of course, there are many of them living in Hollow Earth. And that would be the beings of air, water, fire, and earth, and the beautiful crystals. Thank you for all of you. Thank you for being in our lives. Thank you for taking care of us. We bring that energy now up through the soles of our feet. Let Mother Earth give you a big kiss on your heart space. Deep breath. Moving up now, up through the throat chakra, opening up the crown, and reaching up now to connect to Father Sun. This is our sun, of course, is the gateway to the great central sun and to the great, great central sun and on to prime creator's light, to the origin of your species and who you are. So let's bring that energy down now into the heart. And we have created that energy of 0 point through unity balance. Beautiful. And now let's honor the directions. Let's go to the south, and we're going to call in Archangel Uriel to hold a column of light on the perimeter of your property and mine. And here at the school, we have 3 orca whales and 4 pilot whales. They're always swimming around, but when it comes time to open the directions, they go to the south every time. So we honor them for that. We love you all, and the south is open. Now let's go to the west, and here is our fabulous Archangel Gabriel. He's the master of communication, which is a pretty big deal in my life. I'm always calling on him, her, to assist with all different languages and the international species of all of the different animals and people that we have in our lives now to help me communicate very clearly. Beautiful. And now he's bringing in lots and lots of dolphins. So let the dolphins swim into your space now. Swirling all around you, offering the vibration of the heart. And the west is open. And now let's turn to the north and let's welcome our beloved Archangel Michael. Michael steps up, and for me, he shows me these blueprints that are rolled up under his arm. It's like he went to the Akashic Records library and he pulled out everybody's records, which would be your divine plan, that you created in an architectural kind of blueprint of form before you were born. And this is the history of your species, and all of the different lineages that you've had of your planet. And it's the energy of what you said, I want to do this when I come to Earth. this time. And he's wanting to help you with that. So take time to access that energy with Michael and let him gently roll out that blueprint while you take a look and say, oh, look, I did that. I did that. I did that. Oh, I haven't done that one yet. And let him help you raise your vibration. And the north is open. Oh, and we also have Mother Blue Whale here. She's so big and beautiful. The north is open. Uh-huh. Now let's turn to the east and let's welcome Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael is all about healing and brings an entourage of healing. I see Kuan Yin and Mother Mary, Sanat Kumara, Master Jesus. Lots and lots of healers coming in. And of course, Bella and Humphrey from our school, the great humpback whales that bring you a blast of the violet flame. Physical healers. And the east is open. Uh-huh. And now drop down into the earth to where you started, feeling Mother Earth's love, and welcome now Archangel Chamuel. And also we're going to welcome the gray whales here in Southern California. They're just starting to migrate now, going past my house on their way down to Mexico. And we're going to hear from them today. They've given me a message they would like to share with you. Okay, now rise up in your energy again, rising up through the heart, up through the throat, up through the third eye, all the way up to the apex of what we're going to call center above, where you set the column of light for all four directions to come together in an apex. And let's call in Archangel Jophiel. And Jophiel for me is tranquility and peace. And I'd like to call in also the overlighting presence of the Whale Council, the White Whale Council. Even though they're not teaching today, they'd love to participate in their their ambiance, And now into your heart. This is where gratitude comes from, right? This is where we appreciate. And this is where we have a decision to make, whether to stand in the light and be the light, speak the light, or to move into chaos and, offer opinions that are judgmental, gossip. We have an opportunity here to stay in the heart or not to stay in the heart, to come back to the mind. And the longer we're alive on this planet, I think we so much appreciate the opportunity to be in the heart, especially in times like this where so much of the planet isn't understanding how to do that. They just have forgotten really how to get into their heart and connect to source energy. And as much as you may think that's your job to do it for them, it's not. They have to do it on their own. But you can certainly be a shining example. Yeah, let's work on that. So from this place now, we bring in our master guides who are going to help us with our appreciation and our gratitude. And we're actually going to start out with a meditation because everything comes from the heart that's loving. And we want to really get centered in the heart. So we're going to do a heart meditation. And while you're fiddling around, find a blindfold or a scarf if you can. I'm going to put the camera on my Andara altar so you can receive some of this energy before we start. Very nice. All right, so we go within now, into the sacred heart, surrendering anything that is not loving, asking for peace.
Entering your sacred heart. The sacred place of your heart is the source of creation. The heart is the key to everything. The heart is older than the body and the brain. There are many secrets inside of your heart for you to remember. There is a tiny space within the heart where creation takes place. The heart is a torus and exists within a toroidal field. The toroidal field represents the infinity sign or loop, which is also representative of balancing the two halves of your brain. In the heart is a world without fear. There is a vibration within the heart that is the Om to the universe. As we connect with our sacred heart, we suggest a unity breath meditation. This meditation will connect you to your Divine Mother and your Divine Father, balancing the energies and connecting you to your personal sacred heart space. In this meditation, we suggest a grounding as we send our light deep into the heart of our Mother Earth, opening the soles of our feet and allowing our souls to connect to Mother Earth's soul. Sending our light into the earth and allowing Mother Gaia to send her love back up to you. Allowing this energy to flow freely through our systems, placing a ball of our Mother's love in our sacred heart. And now, opening our heart, our throat, and our crown chakra, connecting to the infinite wisdom of Father Son, sending our light up into the cosmos, connecting with our Creator. Feel the love of Creator as Spirit answers your call and floods you with the energy of your source. This is the place of infinite possibilities and all-encompassing love. Allow the energy and flow of love to fill you. And now place a ball representing Father, Son, source energy into your heart next to that ball of Mother Earth. Allow yourself to experience this energy now, running vertically in two directions as it flows into your being. This balanced energy that you are receiving from your mother and your father will now allow you to enter your sacred heart. This expanded and balanced love energy that you have created in your heart is where the highest creations take place. And now, allow your energy to expand out into the universe to connect with the infinite intelligence of all of creation, honoring the divinity within you. And now, ask that the energy of the cosmos returns to you magnified. And now, we're going to journey into the inner sanctum of your heart. There is a vortex there, and it will pull you into a tunnel, into the outer sacred space of your heart. Feel the vibration of your heart in concert with the divine, and know that this is the place that you want to create your life from. We will now provide 2 exercises to assist you in entering your sacred heart. Allow your consciousness to center and to be within your brain, pineal and third eye area. And now send your consciousness out of the back of your head, entering your body between your shoulder blades, going directly into your heart chamber. Allow yourself to feel this arc of energy and practice navigating this several times, experiencing the energy of your consciousness moving from your mind through the arc between your shoulder blades and into your heart. And now, allow yourself to try a second modality for entering your sacred heart. Once again, center your consciousness in your brain, pineal, and third eye area. And now, allow yourself to take the elevator down from your brain into your heart and walk directly into your heart chamber. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the elevator door and walk into your sacred heart chamber. Ask your Creator to let there be light within your heart. Within this chamber of the heart are your Akashic records and your intentions for coming to Earth in this incarnation. All of your personal information exists here. From here, you can remember that you are your best teacher and you know your own inner truth. The vibrational increase is magnified as you are centering now in your heart. And now we are going to ask you to go into an inner chamber of your heart. This inner sanctum of your heart to your most special and sacred place. Explore finding the opening now to the inner sanctum of your heart. Perhaps you will be led down a hallway. Perhaps you will be guided to open a door. Perhaps you will enter a temple. Or perhaps you will trust your guidance and you will just be seated and allow a vision to present itself to you. The inner sanctum, the still small space of your heart, is 0 point. The origin of creation is within you, and your heart contains the original instructions for your life. Go deeper now into the still small space of your heart, the Holy of Holies. This is your most sacred and special place that holds the highest vibration you can emanate and sustain as a physical being of light. Go into your center of consciousness now. Here you will find that all of the universe is available to you. Within the inner sanctum of your heart, you can access all of the wisdom of the quantum universe. And here, all time and no time exist simultaneously. As you practice these meditations and techniques, you will note that a vibrational increase will occur each time. Eventually, it will be easy to enter your sacred heart, and perhaps your heart will be a permanent place for your consciousness to reside. This opportunity will release the need for your brain or mind to try to be the controlling organ or force in your life. When you begin to consciously live within your heart, you will find that you are no longer participating in duality. You will live within the center of your being, and you will release polarity. You will begin to live in a pure vibration that transcends right or wrong or judgment. Your thoughts and feelings will emanate from the sacred place of the heart, and you will create and manifest very quickly in third-dimensional reality. Our suggestions are to practice moving back and forth from the brain area to the heart every day, feeling the difference in vibration, and then practice moving from the sacred space of your heart into the inner sanctum of your heart. We suggest you consciously navigate from time to time back into your pineal and then drop down in the elevator or arc your consciousness back into the heart through your shoulder blades. Begin to sense and know when you are in your heart, and then begin tracking how much time each day are you living and creating from your sacred heart. Whatever you are dreaming in your sacred heart space becomes your reality. In retrieving and creating mastery in your life, we encourage you to work with automatic writing, and perhaps you will want to begin to record your intentions and feelings. Also, we suggest you experiment with keeping a daily journal of your thoughts and intentions. Access your mastery by asking yourself, from the sacred space of the heart, what are my special and unique gifts in this life? Who am I? Where am I from? And what am I here on earth to do? What have I chosen to do in this lifetime to create joy for myself? What can I choose in this lifetime that brings joy and harmony for others? How can I assist in creating unity consciousness in my own family? And how can I assist in creating unity consciousness in my community? How can I contribute to creating a peaceful world in which to live? How can I demonstrate what it is to be peaceful and balanced as a global citizen? We encourage you to explore living and creating from your sacred heart each and every day. It is an honor and a joy to have worked with you in this way. There is great love within your heart for each and every one of you. And now, as we move forward in time, embracing the increased vibration of the earth, the angels, the animals, and the dolphins, ask me to ask you to remember and implement 4 evolutionary principles of cosmic law that apply to all beings. Number 1, embrace the human purpose, therefore examining your true life purpose and why you chose to incarnate in the evolutionary spiral at this time. Number 2, at the core of every being, all have divine essence, which is goodness and love. Number 3, free will is an absolute and universal right on this planet. And number 4, all of natural life and its existence is sacred. So be it, and so it is. Blessings and namaste. I am Laurie Reyon.
So we hope you enjoyed that and everybody's really centered in your heart now. So we're going to go into some information on what I'd like to share on gratitude. I know we all have had different experiences, but you can't overdose on this. It's so truly a miracle to feel the gratitude just flowing in every day. So here's a nice picture of some stones. It's me and Buddha. This beautiful child, gratitude is the key to the universe. Don't forget where you left your key. Some humor there, but this is one of Master Buddha's statements over, I'm going to say like 12, 15 years she's been saying this. And when we made the film, Ascension Guidance in 2015, we completed it. And she made this one of the signature quotes for the film, and even for the film festivals that we went to. It's really, really makes you think about it. If you are in gratitude and then for whatever reason your vibration drops and you step out of gratitude, you really are like looking for your key to get back, because it's no fun when you're not really letting this vibration just flow over you. There's some multiple things that happen every day. So she says she is grateful for Altazar. Altazar is a crystal skull that lives with us. Those of you that have been around for a long time with us, he used to be called Portal, and he used to belong to Joanne Edmondson, who's now passed over. She was my soul sister. And you can see he's weaving gold into the matrix of the quartz crystal that he's made of. He was carved in Machu Picchu a number of years ago, and our friend Susan, who now lives in Idaho, she collects crystal skulls. She had him made for her and for her collection, and she always called him Portal, so she felt he opened up portals. So years went by, and a lot of gratitude exchanged between Susan and Joanne over her adoption of 3 beautiful Mexican children from the orphanage in Tijuana. And at one point, Susan gifted Portal to Joanne, and he began to be a very important part of the school. He traveled with us. He came to every event. He spent a lot of time here at my house because most of the classes were held here. He's been to Hawaii, I think, 5 or 6 times and been on our altar there. Many people have been able to channel him. That's why I'm giving him a moment here, because his vibration is really powerful. It was even before. It's gone to the next level now, though. When we started bringing him into the whale school, basically whale healings and the work that I do, he started to turn gold. He's weaving the gold through his matrix there. It's really amazing. And at some point here, I'll actually go get the physical one so you can see him. And for those that study whale healing or have had whale healings, the intention is to create light body. And in order to create light body, your blood has to turn into an opalescent energy first. It's I want to say silver, but it's not. It has color in it. So opalescence is the best I can do. It's a prismatic color. And when you can sense and feel that in your aura or in your bloodstream, then the next step is silver. And some of us are there now working with silver. I'm still got a lot of opalescence though, because when I go outside and I'm standing in the sun and I put sunglasses on and then I just tilt them a little bit so I can see my aura, it's almost primarily very opal. Once in a while, after a very, very powerful event, there'll be gold, which of course is the ultimate. The plate that he's sitting on was created by our friend Donna Spratt. She has the Alchemist Chamber. If you're interested in buying orgone, you can visit her website. This is 24 karat gold, and it's sitting on the flower of life. So she feels, okay, I skipped a step. So a few years ago, Huda came into the room and she said, the Lemurian king wants to live here. I looked at her and I mean, she says some pretty wild stuff. I said, well, why would the Lemurian king want to live here? And she said, well, because you teach all about Lemuria, and you and I are Lemurians. We go to Hawaii every year. We have a Lemurian retreat there. You're always focused on Lemuria because that was the first golden age. And as we ascend, we prepare for ascension, that we'll be returning to Lemuria, right? We're birthing the new golden Lemuria basically now, heaven on earth. And I said, okay, that makes sense. And she says the Lemurian king his name was Altazar. And once the island sank, that he was very unhappy. He never really went back into what would be considered a joyful life. His beloved died, drowned actually, when the island sank. And then he, was just never really recovered emotionally from that. And of course, from the island sinking as well. So he got in his canoe and he traveled to Atlantis and into South America and different places. And he, the story goes, he was never happy. So we got a lot of people together, Mary Martin, I think Judith Moore, Grandma Chandra, Jennifer McLean, a lot of intuitive people. I think we had 12 or 13 people here. And we got together and asked Altazar if he did want to come and live in the skull, and we already knew that he did. But he had to cleanse himself in his spirit, his personality. So we, again, went into deep states of gratitude so that he could do that and blaze the violet flame. And the ceremony went on actually for 3 days. And on the 3rd day, he said, now you can bring them in that will know me. And we did. And then the whole backyard, and he turned bright purple. We have a picture. If you watch our film, you'll see a picture of him in the film with Floyd Strinkle holding him up, and he's bright purple. So that was the final stages of his clearing. And after that, he started to weave the gold matrix into his crystal quartz. So he's showing us, as he works with the whales every day, what we're headed for. And so I just thought that was kind of important, that your bloodstream ultimately will be liquid streaming gold as you will return to a light body. And it's just it's day to day, step by step, And those, of course, that choose not to create light body will just eventually leave the planet and go on to have a different, experience somewhere else. So Puda and Sam both really enjoy spending time with him. I thought I'd show that to you. Okay, and as we just know, we did entering your sacred heart meditation. We already did it. Everything regarding appreciation and gratitude comes from the heart. It doesn't come from the mind, which makes it very real. It makes that vibration coherent with the rest of the world. And don't think for a minute that you don't make a difference when you're radiating gratitude. You affect the people in the world around you very much so with this vibration. So if we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. I don't know this person, Martin Cornfield, but I really like that slide, so I borrowed it. Even if we just did one random act of kindness, I don't believe that that would be random. I don't necessarily believe in that because I believe everything is sort of synchronistic, but you get the idea. So, do you use the power of gratitude in your daily life? And only you know that. I mean, do you look for it, or does it flow over you naturally, or both? The goal is to return yourself to stay in gratitude for all of life's experiences. So I have, I'm not bragging, but I finally got myself in a place, I'm going to say for about maybe 8 years now, 9 years, where I really can stay in gratitude. I really like my house. I really like my job. I like that I'm, being tested always by the whales and dolphins to go higher, to bring more experiences to people that are healing. I like that I'm in communication with angels and animals. I really like that I've achieved this vibration, and I just excited as all get out to go higher and to know more. I think in the coming years we'll have really beautiful more cosmology classes with star beings that will come in and speak, because it's time for us to remember our, where we're really from. Buddha always says, nobody's from Earth. We're just camping. So it's kind of cool to hook up with your real family because they very much want to talk to you. But anyway, let's just go back to gratitude. I want you to think of your life. I want you to think of when you wake up, when you have lunch, where you at? Are you at work? Are you at home? Are you out in the world? Are you experiencing gratitude? And if not, let's turn the dial up today, okay? Let's bring it back to where you're feeling the difference in your ability to manifest things in your life that bring you gratitude. I really think that's something to focus on. Well, you can't overdose on this, okay? Like I just said, I think I'm delighted to be in the power of gratitude every day, but I certainly can experience more. And I know you can too. So this is the thing. See, it expands your consciousness. You feel it. You feel the light of it. It is bred through the light. And there are two paths that are mainly acknowledged to gratitude, and one of them is meditation. People who meditate can, I think, generally feel a great amount of gratitude and appreciation for their life and for all that is given. And the other is forgiveness, path of forgiveness, which we're going to talk about both. Gratitude connects you to your soul or your I am presence. It's so authentic. It's so authentic. So we could just start with God. This is a beautiful picture that was drawn by a woman. Let's see, long story short, I went to a concert. It was a beautiful crystal bowl, metaphysical type of concert with my friend, and she brought a friend, and I brought Puda, and she ended up sitting next to Puda. And at the end of the concert, she said, "I'd like you to send me a picture of Puda's face." I said, "Sure." She says, "I'm an artist. I would like to play with that." And I said, "Sure." So this is what she sent back. She said, "This is what I see when I look at your cat's face." So very nice, huh? So it makes me think of what we call the I am presence or soul. To me, that's one and the same. The higher part of you, the eternal part of you, the expanded part of you that's eternal, that never dies. It just comes and goes and allows for the presence or the sentience of the soul to embody into a physical form. So let's connect to that through the heart today, to that part of you. What does that look like? What does it feel like? What's your soul all about? And let's get grateful that we're just really have the opportunity that so many souls wanted to have. And that was to come to Earth and have a body, have an incarnation. As you know, it's a huge challenge, but it's also a huge opportunity. And I don't think any one of you have missed it for the world, in spite of the challenges. Gratitude accelerates manifestation in your life. I have to agree with that. You know, there's a part of us that when we're separated, we're really in separation, that we think, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, I'm going to pray for that, I need that. And, you know, the list goes on, that you never think you're ever going to get all the things you need or want. But when you're really in your heart and you're really connected, like we are now, to the soul, you look around and you probably have just about everything you need. You may not have everything you want, but I'll bet you have everything you need. You know, we really could just start with warm socks and running water, roof over our head, food in the refrigerator, probably a car in the garage. You know, there's an awful lot to be grateful for. And when we tune to that, when we think of it, start counting our blessings, you know, you're going to be there a long time, really long time, because you have manifested so many things. Gratitude bursts a new self-sustaining reality. See, I agree with that too. You enter into what I call the circle of life, and it feeds you. You know, it just does. It takes care of you. It knows what you need before you know what you need. On the other side of it, it calls on you. You know, the circle of life is giving and receiving. So it takes care of pretty much the part where you receive, but it will call you out to give to someone else or to a cause, or, you know, a homeless person, or whatever it is that comes across your path. That self-sustaining reality becomes the circle of life, and it just expands and expands and expands to where you're very grateful you could help another. But you're also very grateful that it feeds you and it supports you. Gratitude brings people together, and more is accomplished for the greater good. This was New Year's Day, I think 3 years ago, in the community called Encinitas, where south of where I live, where everybody got together and built a beautiful labyrinth. Is that something that I don't really can even imagine doing that alone? Of course, people that built it basically showed everybody else what to do so we could do it together. And in the center is this beautiful altar. So think of something in your life where when people got together, and I don't necessarily mean because it was your job or you were told to by your boss, you just got together and something blossomed out of that that was for the greater good. It brought joy, happiness. Maybe it brought money. Maybe it brought some type of service or goods. That's fine. But having it being born out of gratitude for the gathering of the people that came, think of that. Come back to that. And then think about, what's my part in that to have something like that happen again? Am I the one to send an email to invite the gathering? Am I the one to go out and get some snacks? You know, am I the one to choose a location for people to gather? Maybe it's a meditation in nature. Maybe it's about trees. Maybe it's about flowers. Maybe it's about cleaning up the beach. The list goes on of the things that you could be a part of that bring people together. And you can bet not only was everybody happy because it was the new year, at the end of the day with this, everybody really had a sense of satisfaction that they had helped accomplish something that was quite spiritual and beautiful. And then, of course, there's the walking of the labyrinth. Okay. Gratitude is the easiest way to give back to others that have served you. Wow. So I want you to think of people that have served you. Maybe they've gifted you. Maybe they've been your teachers, or maybe they've been your best friends. Maybe they're a relative. And they've given to you over and over. Maybe even when you were little, they took care of you. They didn't have to. Maybe it's a teacher that stayed after school with you, or someone who tutored you. Let's think of that person now, or persons that went out of their way to serve you because they wanted to. And let's offer them gratitude now, right from our heart. Well, let's take a deep breath. This is a big one. There's so many people I can thank that stepped up. And then the nice quote from Ram Dass, we're all just walking each other home. That's so true. Buddha's repeatedly saying that, we work with so many clients one-on-one, and in some situations, there'll be somebody who's a bully. It could be a husband, could be, somebody at work, could be a friend that's just turned into a bully, could be a nasty neighbor in the sense of they're just not kind. And people, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And Buddha says, well, you can't change them because they have free will. But you can ask them if there's something you could do for them. In other words, you could walk them home. You could walk them, like she says, think of them as bullies in the backyard throwing rocks. And you're just going to walk them home to their mom. I'm just going to say, I think you need your mom. Of course, that's metaphoric for adults, but you get the idea. There's something maybe you could do. Now, one example I can think of is when I moved here. Again, it's, I think, 9 years. It's going to be 10 years. There was neighbors on one side that argued quite a bit, a married couple. And Southern California is warm. They were outside in the backyard, and they didn't abuse each other, but they were argue. And Buddha stood there and she'd say, I don't like this. I think that if they're going to argue, they have to not do it in my presence. So she said, let's meditate and let's send them love and light, and let's, activate our Merkaba and make sure it comes right up against the fence. So, it's bleeding out love to the neighbors. And let's ask their higher selves to stop doing that. That when they step outside and they start to argue, that something in their soul just touches them where they say, this doesn't feel right. Sure enough, they stopped arguing. I don't know if they continued to argue inside or not, but they didn't argue outside anymore. And we became friends. So, just started with prayer and meditation. So I'm grateful that I had that experience and that, we did it together. Gratitude and giving thanks are rocket fuel for the soul. Well, that's true. Really connects you to your higher self and really gets you in touch with the higher purpose for being here. And when I say higher purpose, I don't mean that every act of gratitude is a big deal. That's not what I mean. I just mean it adds to it. So you could go to the store, when this class is over, and you could open the door for someone, or you could help someone get a shopping cart out, or you could, open the door to the car for an old lady that's trying to get out and she's struggling, or, you could see a homeless person and buy them a hamburger. All of those little acts of gratitude add up to making more rocket fuel for your soul. And I'm not saying go out and, do it on purpose, so to speak. I mean, yeah, do it on purpose, but don't do it to like add up credits, do it naturally. Just do it because you want to. Do it from your heart. And then think of your inner circle of people. Think of your family and maybe the people that live near you. And as you're communicating with them, whether it's on the phone or however, how can you help them? Maybe they're getting ready to move. They need boxes moved around. A lot of people sure helped me with that over the years. Maybe they need their car fixed or something, and you can help them, even just give them a ride. Maybe they need to go to the store and they need someone to watch the kids. Just think of those little things that you can do. And now think of like just the phone calls you could make that you normally wouldn't make to say hello to someone and tell them, I am grateful for you. I'm so glad you're my friend. Say it out loud. Buddha says, I dare you. Good girl. Okay. Appreciation is the purest vibration on the planet today, so let it flow. This comes from Abraham Hicks. Really nice. Inspirational quotes. Be grateful for what you have and where you are in your journey. Gratitude is key to manifesting abundance. Yeah, totally is. The vibration of gratitude attracts more positive things in your life. Yeah, that's kind of what we said. It's synchronistic and it's magnetic. The coherence of your heart, the bigger it gets, the more good things flow. I like what Abraham says, are you letting it in? Are you letting it in? Are you letting it in? The more you let in, the bigger your field becomes. And that just flows out into appreciation, gratitude. So don't be surprised when your energy field grows. Gratitude is a powerful catalyst for happiness. It's the spark that lights a fire of joy in your soul. Yeah. Right now, what my guides are showing me is people that have an imbalance in their body with some type of health situation. Could be a cold, could be something that's worse, could be a heart condition, or who knows what it is, a tumor. Um, that if you think about your body and you think about cleansing and purifying the vibration in your body, this is the fastest way to do it, is to get grateful for what you have as opposed to what you don't have. Instead of saying, I don't feel well, or, I'm sick, or I don't have enough energy, moving the energy towards what you do have and being grateful for that. Well, I'm grateful I got out of bed today. I'm grateful I had breakfast. I'm grateful that I'm sitting up, just that, even that. So we can turn that negativity, of I don't feel well into I'm doing pretty good. And from there, you can visualize being completely healed. That makes a big difference. Thankfulness is the beginning of gratitude. Gratitude is the completion of thankfulness. Thankfulness may consist merely of words, but gratitude is shown in acts. That's interesting. I hadn't necessarily thought of that. See what you guys think of that. Gratitude is the completion of thankfulness. And thankfulness may consist merely of words. Gratitude is shown in acts. Okay. An attitude of gratitude creates blessings. Absolutely. Think of yourself as the blessing maker. What have I blessed today? What have I yet to bless today? What can I bless tomorrow? It's like planting seeds and watching them grow. If the only prayer you said was thank you, that would be enough. I would agree. Thank you. Dear God, help me to remember what is important, not being surrounded by things, but having my life full of family and friends, love and laughter, and most importantly, you beside me every step of the way. Nice. Today is the perfect day to be grateful. Your love, oh God, sustains me. Keep the spirit of gratitude alive within me. Help me hold on to the values I cherish: strength of character, generosity, kindness, and joy. Yeah. So I like that. We're saying when we're in the presence of gratitude, we're really feeling it. We're generous. I like that a lot. We're kind and we're joyful. All again adding into your own personal health. If you must look back, do so forgivingly. If you must look forward, do so prayerfully. However, the wisest thing you can do is be present in the present. Gratefully. Maya Angelou. Very nice. Prayer of gratitude. Lord, for every opportunity to walk in your light and to change a life, I thank you. For all the different ways you renew my faith, never giving up on me, I thank you. For every reminder that I am unique and I am here for a reason, I thank you. For uplifting me through the joy of gratitude and connection, I thank you, Lord, now and forever. Amen. So if you've stepped out of your heart, step back in. And if you're already in your heart, ask now for something that represents you and your I am presence that's unique. What unique quality do you bring to the planet and you share with others? Because you do. Everybody's unique. And even if it's, in a category that other people share, you'll still have a unique way that you would do something that no one else does. It's just part of the program. Think of that now, whatever that uniqueness is. And say it. I am a good fill in the blank. The thing that comes for me is I'm a good teacher. You can say that without being egotistical. You can just own it. Everyone do that now. See how you feel. So I have a friend that channels Mary Magdalene, And she said, Mary Magdalene said, speak aloud of what you want. Your desires are already manifested in energy. Gratitude is an energy catalyst that will balance your heart and your mind and bring your dreams to fruition. Nice, huh? Okay. Let's come back. To the gallery. So you did a lot there. We did our beautiful meditation. We looked at all of those slides on gratitude. Let's open up and talk for a moment. I'd like you guys, somebody to share a story of gratitude, or maybe you've just had an aha moment with all of the different vibrations that have been presented to you. Or you share a story about how gratitude really shifted your life and helped someone. Anybody? Don't be shy. Put your cameras on. Come on. Can't believe that none of you have ever had an experience with gratitude. How about you, Catherine? Can you think of something?
Yeah, I can think of a lot of things. I think about everything we've just listed too. When you said, think about the things that are unique about yourself. And I'm like, well, I'm an awesome daughter. I'm a fantastic aunt. I'm an amazing sister. I'm a very friendly neighbor. I'm a phenomenally hardworking person at work. So I was like, wow, I am really grateful for all the things I am. So just going through the exercises is wonderful. Puts it in perspective.
That's great. That's great. So can you think of ways that you can expand more with your attitude of gratitude?
Yeah, definitely practicing it just, as part of the meditation practice every, when I first wake up and before I go to bed at night. I think those are the good things to start. The first thing you think in the morning and the first thing you think before you go to sleep. I think those are good practices to remember to do. I like the idea of, how can you help other people? And how do you do it where it just comes out of you? And I think right now that's a challenge because everybody's masked up and everybody's socially distanced. And I have found ways recently to help people. Someone needed to store some stuff in my garage, allowed them to store some stuff in my garage, no problem. Right. Just little things to help people out. And anytime there's an opportunity to do that, I feel like just do it. I don't need anything in return. I just want to help people because everybody's challenged right now.
That's right. Those are really good examples. Yeah. Thanks. How about you,
There, Carla?
Hi, Carla.
Hey, so I do healing facilitation and have for, 28 years, I guess. And, being self-employed like that and relying on people finding me, because I don't really advertise and such, sometimes things can get slow. And my practice over these couple of decades has been when things get slow, what I make sure I'm doing before I go to bed and throughout the day is truly stopping and thinking about what I'm grateful for. And I used to sit down before bed and write for 5 minutes everything I'm grateful for. And I don't really do that now. I just get in that space and I am grateful for it. And it just flows there. I mean, there isn't anything I'm not grateful for. And when I allow myself to get into that space, it's amazing how people start calling, money starts flowing,
Yes.
my health is better, my whole life is better. I love the world more. People smile more.
Yeah. Yeah. The more you give thanks, the more you have something to be thankful for. Because I like the way you said it just starts flowing. And if you've never had that experience, I challenge you to use gratitude until you can feel that flow. Because once it starts, it's just the phone rings, people stop by and, in spite of the pandemic, it's still flowing,
Absolutely.
It's still flowing. Yeah.
In fact, I think it's flowing big even through the pandemic. I realize that a lot of people are dying and there's a lot of fear out there, but I see this pandemic as such a positive thing in so many ways. And I have just complete gratitude for what it's doing for us as a global nation, as just the whole global population.
Right. Right. I agree. this is a hard topic sometimes for people, but if I had any doubts, I go back to my experience in 1994 where I died. I went to the other side. I saw it. I remember. Nobody gets there without punching that ticket. Okay. In other words, it's not random, and it's not like, oh, they got a virus and died. They've contracted to get a virus and die. Okay. Everything is by contract. Everything is by the soul's design. Even if it appears random or it appears really, really negative, it's not. It's not. There's a teaching there. There's always something that the souls are coming together for it. And it takes a while to wrap your mind around that. Like every car accident, those two guys agreed to do that. Every negative thing, including illness. And a lot of the prophecy over the last, I'm going to say 15 years, has been towards things that will come to the planet that will bring large groups of people home that are ready to go. One of them was 9/11. I remember the tsunami. Who'd have told me the tsunami that was when India, it's been a number of years ago. She said the bodies, she said, you're watching it from my perspective, the bodies went right up out of the water. They just descended just as they were. They never, of course, found the bodies. But she said it was a beautiful thing to behold. And they had waited for that, So we have to watch how we judge, or how we put things into a very human perspective. When it's not. And I agree with you, the pandemic is offering an opportunity for people to go home that are ready. It's their time. And there must be something about the group energy to it that we don't understand on the side. The power of that group energy is creating portals and gateways, and more people are going. Could said it's like, it's just a strange metaphor, but she said it's like cheerleader camp. They're recruiting more cheerleaders to the other side. Just not, when they couldn't do that here. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that we get to choose how we want to look at anything. I mean, we can listen to the media or our friends talk or clients talk, and it's like, well, that's how they're choosing to look at it, but I don't have to. And
No.
I love that we have that free will choice.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jan, did you want to share? You got to unmute.
Holly, thank you, Lori. Yeah, I'm so grateful for everything, because we moved to a new place. We're near the water, and every day we see the sunsets and they're beautiful. So I just, seeing the beauty in nature just brings, it's so much precious joy to, to everyone. And I don't know, just seeing the colors and nature and the water, I like to be kind to people. I know it's hard with wearing a mask. And there's a lady at the grocery store who checks me out all the time, and she's so sweet and nice. And now we can't see each other's faces anymore. And I said to her, I just want you to know I'm smiling at you under this mask. And you can just see her little cheeks go up, because she's so sweet. But it's hard to even show the emotion when it's covered now, know?
Yeah.
But I always try to say something nice to people. Like today, we're getting gas, and this lady was pumping her gas, and then she had on a sweet cape. And then the next thing I knew, she was behind me in line at Costco doing a return. And I said, "Oh, I saw you at the gas pump." And I said, I noticed your cape. I love it. She goes, "Oh, thank you." So it's, I like being kind like that.
Yeah. Very
I mean, it's not, it heals my soul too,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That circle of life again.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have to think about that, because if it's not balanced, and I don't want to say all women, but for some women, they have a hard time receiving. I think it's the mother energy, that makes us want to give and take care of the kids and all that and balance everything. But we have to be able to receive as well. And if you don't receive, you're blocking somebody else's gift to give. So look at it that way. Yeah. And open up to that. I can remember, it's so funny. I was a dancer when I was younger, and I loved to go out dancing. And I remember go out with my friends. Sometimes I'd just go by myself. I just love to dance. And I can remember this guy walking up to me, and he said, "Can I buy you a drink?" And I said, "No, but we could dance." And he said, "Well, I'll tell you what, if you let me buy you a drink, then I'll dance with you." And I said, "Nobody's ever bought me a drink, and no one ever will." I went out on the dance floor by myself. I had such a chip on my shoulder. It's like, no one's buying me anything. I'm, you know, I meant it. I mean, that was really tough. You know, it's kind of funny. It makes me cry now. I was like, why was I like that? I don't know. I had something to learn though, to soften up, you know, and it's just funny, you know, how you think that you're expressing your personality by being that negative, you know. But anyway, so nice to see how far we've come too, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Anybody else want to share what we've done so far? Powerful stuff here. You all good? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to tell you a little bit now about the creatures that I think probably are the best examples of gratitude on the planet. And there's no way that I knew this. It's not, I read it in a book or anything. For, I think it was 4 years in a row, I took a retreat group to San Ignacio in Baja, Mexico. And the intention was to go down and be with the gray whales. The gray whales have the longest migration of any whales in the world. They come from the Arctic Circle and they swim down to San Ignacio, which is it's a bay in Baja, California, which is like a protected bay. They're just, you know, for eons, their lineage has gone down there to birth the babies, and where they feel protected, and they grow up and they get to be maybe about 3 months old, and then they start the migration back up to the Arctic Circle. So all total, the migration's between 10 and 12,000 miles round trip. And the babies are, you know, they're so strong, they're so beautiful. But they're the only whales in the world that will come up to the boats and allow us to pet them and touch them and put our hands even in their mouth on their tongue. They like their tongue rubbed. And mostly it's the mothers and the babies, but they're considered the friendliest whales in the world. But only 50 years ago, that particular bay, San Ignacio, was a bloodbath because people were killing them. They called them the devilfish. They have these long noses, which I'm going to show you some footage in a little bit, where when they would harpoon them, that they would fight back and they would tip over the boats and say, you know, stop killing me, obviously. And so, as the story goes, the camp we go to, it's called Kuima, is the great-great-grandfather of that camp was fishing one day, and he wasn't expecting to see whales. He was just fishing. And a gray whale came up and put his head up right by the boat. These are just pangas. They're like 10 or 12 people could fit in them. And he got scared because he thought, you know, the whale, the reputation was they were devilfish, was going to tip over his boat and kill him, you know. And so he backed off and he backed off, and then the whale started making this noise, and they make the most incredible gentle noise. It's hard to explain. It's almost like a humming. And he said the whale was making this happy noise, you know, and then he swam around the boat and came up and looked at him and swam around the boat. And he said he was just terrified. He ended up, you know, getting back to shore as fast as he could. Next day, same thing happened. And over time, he let himself have his guard down to reach out and touch that whale's nose, you know, that was coming up for him. And they had their first benevolent, you know, encounter. It's really a great story. And nobody believed him. So he had to take people out to show them that the whale was kind. And even then they thought, well, that was just one whale, you know, that the others won't be. But that's not true. And they have been what the Mexican people would say is the greatest teachers of forgiveness. And forgiveness, again, is the gateway. I mean, it really is to gratitude. So incredible. So I'm going to show you a YouTube. When it was my first year. No, it was my second year going down, and I already had, you know, the lay of the land and what it was going to be like to meet the people that were in my retreat down there. And before I was going to the airport, I started to get a message, and that's how it works with the whales for me. I don't call them; they call me. And I went to the computer, started typing as fast as I could, and I realized the message was going to be kind of long, so I didn't care about spelling or anything. I just kept going. And when we got there, I think the third or fourth day, we sat and I tried to decipher the message and, you know, give it to everybody. And it was all about forgiveness. It was all about, well, you're going to hear it. It's about being present in the here and now and understanding ourselves as these divine beings. And I think it will help you. I hope so. I've had people use this particular message from the whales in different classes that they teach, you know, on ethics, on integrity, you know, healing. So let's give the gray whales a chance here to move us into a deeper understanding of this energy of gratitude from, you know, I mean, let's think of how humans have a little baby and they cuddle the baby and they don't want to go out into the, the world because they protect the baby. These are whales that were literally being slaughtered, murdered, bringing their babies to us in the boats and saying, "Can you pet my baby? Look at my baby." I mean, what a huge turnaround in consciousness. Okay. Well, let's take a look at these teachers.
What I think and what I... This is a message from the gray whales on forgiveness. As a human species, you are currently operating under the universal law of attraction. We align with your mantra, what I think and what I feel, I bring into form. When you agreed to incarnate as a human into the third dimensional frequencies of Earth, you knew it would be a challenge to see the truth of who you really are. We know that you see your worthiness and empowerment as a challenge, as much of your reality here on Earth comes from a place of limitation. We tell you this is part of your understanding and the successful use of the law of attraction. When you remember the basic principles of this law and begin to use it consciously, you can then perceive yourself as a reflection of your own vibrational frequency. From this place, you can observe that you are creating and generating 100% of your reality, 100% of the time. Not sometimes, all the time, and at all levels. Everything you apply a judgment to, as good or bad or in between, is a direct reflection of your vibration in that moment. This is quite simply an example of how to observe and track your emotions, which are creating your experiences and therefore your reality. As you create on Earth, you have the lower chakra experiences, where many of you perceive yourself as a perpetrator or a victim. This system of energy and judgment is created from the operating system of the brain or the mind. The thinking, analytical process of the mind was created so that you may observe yourself in your world from a place of lack and limitation. In many ways, this is the polar opposite of the heart and your true nature as a divine being. This process allows you to have an experience that is polar or linear and offers the experience of shadow, which is the opposite of your true nature. Earth is one of the only planets where you can come and experience something or someone that is offering a vibration that is less than loving. It is our hope that as humanity awakens to their true selves, they will use their free will to choose to live outside of this system of separation, lack, and limitation. It is each person's option to choose the vibration they feel most comfortable within to create their lives. We tell you that each of you will ultimately awaken. We are already witnessing many, many people that are now actively choosing to return to the way of the heart. They are finished with the limitation of duality and no longer wish to live and create outside of love. The heart is the true operating system for your life and for your multidimensional self. Your heart cannot experience lack or separation. When you return to living and creating from your heart, you will perceive yourself as a universal being of light in human form, and you will understand your own true nature. We tell you that you exist in many places and realms simultaneously. You are a multidimensional being connected to everyone and everything. In every moment, what you think, say, and do affects all of the other parts of yourself and the overall experience of your soul. However, here on Earth, this reality has been hidden. This allowed you to have the experience of living in duality. This is where there is a polar opposite to every experience. This energy of limitation in the third dimension supports the predator-victim cycle of consciousness that we mentioned. As you awaken and choose to release this limited way of living, you can remember that you also exist in the fifth dimensions and above, where we do not perceive ourselves as being separate from anyone or anything. This is the basic premise for existence in the higher dimensions. We know that every piece of reality is of our own making, and that all that we create affects the whole. This is demonstrated in your world by the cetaceans, who are the dolphins and the whales. As we live together on Earth, we live within pods, where everyone is telepathic and everyone knows that we exist to support the good of the many, not the self. We ask that you lovingly examine your life and the emotions or judgments that you are holding. If you are still seeing yourself as a victim, then you are not taking responsibility for your part of the co-creation with others. When you can examine that which is manifesting all around you as your own creation, you can move beyond playing out the predator or the victim part in the scenario. Then you can truly forgive yourself and all others and begin the process of forgetting. We tell you, if you have not forgotten that which has brought you pain or challenge, then you have not truly forgiven. If you are still referencing that which hurts you, you can still remember the situation, and it is triggering a negative emotional response. As long as you hold the energy in your body, where you can perceive yourself as victimized in some way, you are still going back over and over to a particular moment in time. This is a feedback loop of stuck energy that is repeatedly coming to you so that you will observe it. When you can bear witness to this situation, move into your heart. You can truly, actually remember that you create it with the intention of clearing it and not continue it. If you continue to resist it and use the energy of judgment and shame, it will return to you. It will come in multiple forms over and over again through people and places until you can lovingly examine it and choose again to release it and move on. In other words, you will continue to generate your own reflection until you use the power of your heart in true forgiveness to create a new reflection. And now we will remind you of the importance of living within your heart in the present moment. If you are not using your energy to be fully present in the now moment, you are back in the operating systems of your brain or mind. If you are fully engaged with the present moment now, it is impossible to reference the past or anything that is hurtful. The moment you disengage from the now, you move out of the operating system of the heart and back into the mind, where there is the eternal ping-pong game of judgment. We also remind you that when you are creating your life from your mind, you cannot take responsibility for anything you are creating that is not pleasing you. Within the mind, there will always be a judgment and a tendency to blame someone for something you do not like or agree with. The brain is polarized and was never meant to be the operating system of creation. This premise is one of the most misunderstood principles of creation on Earth. Your society has decided to teach you to be smart and think your way through things. This will never create joy or love or anything sustainable. We remind you that the feeling state of the heart should always be the premise for all of your creations. From the heart, everyone is intuitive and instinctively knows what to do, what to say. From the heart, the answer to everything is always loving, and there is no lack or judgment. So, beloved humans, our message to you is to remember that real forgiveness means no judgment. If you are still judging a situation in any way, we remind you, you have not truly forgiven. We suggest that as you process and clear your fears and pains, you are gentle with yourself and that you do it in layers. When you have the awareness you are still harboring ill feelings towards the energy of a person or a situation, check in with yourself and see what is going on with you at your mental and emotional levels. How does your body feel when you touch the emotions and thoughts of a situation? Does your body pull inward or contract? If you are feeling anything but total peace at all levels of your existence and experience, then there is more judgment to be released and integrated. Take deep breaths and allow the process to be gentle but consistent. We suggest you practice some type of pranic breath in your quiet morning meditation, breathing the energy of Mother Earth and the Sun vertically into your body from 2 directions will assist you in regaining your balance and natural energy. Do this whenever possible outside, connected to nature. Stay in your heart center with your mind turned off. Remember, it is impossible to release from the level of the mind. It is possible that you may have forgiven at the mental level, but if you have not allowed yourself to feel the emotional components of the situation, you have not fully released the judgment. If you are having difficulty finding forgiveness, then we recommend you take a look at where you are playing out the same frequencies with another person and in another situation in your life. We guarantee you, you are playing it out in multiple ways. Although the energy that is offering you resistance may look different on the surface, we tell you the base thoughts, feelings, and emotions are the same. We tell you as you release the judgment in one area of your life, you release it in all areas. As an example, perhaps you have had a difficult time throughout your life forgiving your mother or your father for what you view as poor parenting skills. The energy behind these emotions is abandonment. Now, as an adult, you are experiencing the same frequency of abandonment from another perspective. In the current moment, you are not receiving as much attention and support as you would like and hope from a person in your life. Your abandonment issue is triggered. This time, because the sonar was slightly different, you are able to perceive it from another perspective. You're able to see that this person that you are not connecting with in a fulfilling way is not there to hold your hand. So you decide to stand in your own power this time, and you make important decisions on your own. You therefore move forward and proceed with independence and strength, with your own ideas and energy. Doing so allows you to see that you are capable of much more than you initially gave yourself credit for. As you clear this energy of abandonment, new opportunities are created for you to stand in your own power, claim your gifts, and expand. It is our intention in these teachings to help you remember that your reality is a reflection of your energy. Your thoughts, words, deeds, and emotional feelings are all mirroring back to you the truth of where you are standing in the present moment. In a practical sense, these patterns we speak of are often repetitive. When you look back at the many experiences in your life, you will see these frequencies being played out in many different scenarios. Although they may look drastically different on the surface, when you go deeper, they will be revealed to you. You will find similar patterns in what you continue to attract and create. As you go through this process of awakening to your true divine self, you will naturally gravitate into wanting integration and you will begin to release your core judgments. As your vibrational frequency changes and expands from your heart, what you will be drawn to will also change. You will naturally begin to reflect a loving position of positive and non-reactive energy. Your higher self can then be more physically present within you, and your physical reality will change in accordance with your rising vibration. We wish to assist you now in understanding the importance of how you view linear time. Every decision you make, in essence, creates another timeline. The most important one, and the one for you to focus on, is the one in which you currently find yourself in. We call this the now moment. In other words, living in the third dimension requires a singular focus. So at any time you focus on the past or the future, you are draining your energy and life force, sending it to a different timeline that you are not currently physically experiencing. Think of your soul as a spotlight, tightly focused on a singular point. As you drift into thinking or worrying about the past or the future, your tightly focused light is now diffused, with beams of light going off in all directions. Your physical form becomes depleted and you get tired. This is part of why it is so important for you to be focused in the now moment. This is just another example of how important it is to live and create from your heart center, where you can experience your full power and energy. Living in the heart and being fully present in the now is also the only way you will experience yourself as a multidimensional being. So we wish to share with you that we fully support humanity in your elimination of judgment. This requires forgiveness from the core of your being. As you choose to let go and clear the old linear ways of thinking and feeling, also please understand that forgiveness is not quite the same thing as no judgment. When you forgive, you can still have a judgment about a situation. You can eliminate the thinking process that triggers anger or despair through forgiveness and move forward while still holding on to an emotion of judgment around the core issue. Many times we hear people say, "I can forgive, but I'll never forget." We encourage you to work with your forgiveness and fully intend to forget as well, as you release any and all emotional charges or triggers about the issue. As you really let go at all levels of the mind and the emotions, you will release all that you consider toxic, negative, or emotionally challenging. There are many tools that are given to help you clear your path to living in balance and in love with all parts of your lives. Explore the power of using the violet flame to clear any and all negative energies and attachments. It is a powerful gift that is given from the divine, and it clears at the subatomic level when you are ready. This amazing royal purple light is encoded to release and transmute all lower and negative energies with ease and grace. Our Creator has bestowed the great whales with the violet flame as part of our living light fields, or Merkaba. It is our destiny and soul desire to serve humanity by using the power of our living light fields to assist each of you in clearing your fields. Simply summon our energy into your life and ask for our help. Remember to call upon us often as you work through the emotional baggage you still carry. We are here to assist you in clearing physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and helping you transform your physical bodies back into crystalline light. We are the ancients of this world, and we remember how to use our energy to help each of you return to the remembrance of who you really are. We are with you always. We are the great gray whales. Namaste, my Creator friends.
we are. Did you like that? Yeah, good, 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 good. Okay, we're going to take a short break. So you can get a drink of water, use the restroom. Come back with a notebook if you don't already have one, and something that's sacred for you, something maybe from your altar, maybe it's a crystal, maybe it's a statue, something that will help with our gratitude. Okay, so we'll come back at 2:40 Pacific time. Okay, we're back after the break, and we just experienced a message from the gray whales on forgiveness. And as we've said, that we know that forgiveness is one of the huge gateways to gratitude and to manifestation in our lives, to joy. So let's open up to who's here. And let's talk about forgiveness. Who have you not yet forgiven? And perhaps why? Why would you hold pain and hardship in your body, knowing now that if you release that, you can have a completely different experience? And I always think of walking and thinking there's a lot of rocks in my backpack. And then when I discovered forgiveness, I could take the rocks out and I could walk much lighter and stand stronger and not hold that agony or that pain. And that led me to understanding, really what we call cosmic laws, which is no one can hurt you but you, that you would have to contract for that pain. And you would have to ask for someone to create a scenario that hurts you so that you could grow from that, because no one can do that but someone that you've asked to cooperate. So there's a lot of realms that would overlap, I guess you would say, in the shadow or in the darkness. But it is something to pause for a moment to think about, because our whole goal now is to step out of karma and to burn the karma that we've created, which is, of course, resistance that we're holding towards forgiveness, and then also to not create any more by holding the vibration of, I'm just going to say, meditation or connecting to the soul, being in the heart. So we want to kind of look at both of those, and hopefully today we can have a personal experience where we can release some of that. So please be willing to open up and show yourself, and just go into your heart and ask if there's something that you can share with the group. And also, there are a lot of people be listening to this that would help someone, that would help someone move into that target area of forgiveness, and even go to the place where the gray whale said, where you have forgiven so cleanly that you can't even remember. Okay, you can't even remember what that was about. It's really gone. You're not holding it anymore. Like the gray whale said so many times, people will say, well, I can forgive you, but I'll never forget. That's not really forgiving, is it? Yeah, it's first step, but it's not all of it. So I could reference my first marriage. It was a train wreck, very painful, and I let myself become somebody I don't even know through this person who I now realize it would be called mental illness, would abuse me. And I mean, I could have gotten up and left at any time, but he would say things like, well, if you leave me, I'll kill your horse, Well, I did leave him eventually, and he did kill my horse. But I mean, my horse was a part of this contract. And of course, I missed my horse very much at the time, but I also got my life back. And I realized that I just made an error, I guess you would say, in judgment. But I also learned so many things from that experience. So if that helps you, most of us have made what we would consider errors in our judgment, and we have created scenarios of pain. And now forgiveness is at hand, and especially since we know the opposite of that, which is gratitude. So who wants to share? Just unmute yourself and we'd love to hear.
I'll share.
Okay, thanks, Catherine.
So I've been doing Ho'oponopono a lot lately, finding, recent experiences and trying to find forgiveness for someone else. And the judgment's still there, not finding the forgiveness for them. But once I started really forgiving myself for having created the situation, forgiving myself for just the experience of it, just for whatever, just forgiveness to myself, everything's really softening about the whole experience.
Good.
So I found, I try so hard, I got to forgive that person, and I can't, but I can work on forgiving myself, and it seems to soften it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No, I would agree. And I would say what you're talking about is really the key to a happy life: self-love in all aspects. And that means you have to forgive yourself, because you were the one that made the decision that
Mhm.
instigated whatever it is that you're still holding on to.
Yep.
And whether the other person forgives or not, from the whale perspective, from working with the whales, it's actually not your business.
Right.
I do a lot of whale healing and clearing for people where there's this huge things to forgive, right? And the whales can actually come in and cut the cord if you're willing to come back to self-love. And the other person, if they're still in your life, they're sort of taken away. I've seen it in corporate America many times. They move to a different office, or they just don't see you anymore. So when you're not butting up against each other, it's a lot easier to recreate your life without them.
Yeah.
And then once you've released the resistance in your body, then you don't really want to be around them, but you also don't really care. But you can see how it triggers them. And you don't want that, but yet, see, there's nothing you can do about that because free will reigns, right?
Right.
So I would say, ask the whales, and at some point here in a few minutes, we will bring the whales in to see if they can help you, with whatever resistance is occurring for you towards anything in your life that you feel you need help with. But I think the thing that's most important in this class that is that gratitude really is the key. You've got to turn the lock so that you can move into the room of gratitude, whereas you're standing way out here and the gratitude's over there, So knowing it and experiencing it are two different things, really two different things. So you have to be willing. I mean, I know it's scary. Some of the things that we're asking you to do now are scary. But once you move through that fear, you'll be so glad that you did, and you have support system around you, people like us and classes and light workers that want to help you move forward. And take that. It's like a needle or something in you that has to be pulled out, a fish hook, let's say. And once it's out, oh God, you feel so much better.
Yeah.
Like a sliver in your finger even, So anybody else want to share on forgiveness from a particular situation or that you want to use now? Anybody?
Well, for me, this is Carla.
Hi, Carla.
Hi. I've dated so many men over the last many decades, and I don't date anymore. But I think every time I broke up and was usually pissed off about something or the other, and it was hard to forgive. But then I don't know, I just came to a place in my life where I just feel like I've been able to forgive myself and everybody that I've ever been in any kind of relationship with. And that feels so good. I mean, it is so freeing to just not to blame anybody for anything and love myself through things because I'm not perfect. And so when I can catch myself doing things that I don't want to do, I don't want to be this way, and then I can stop and forgive myself, it just changes. My world is so different now than it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and it feels so good.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. That's it. It feels so good because nobody wants to live in that darkness of shadow where everything's resistant, where you're really pushing against it all the time. It's draining. It's exhausting. And I mean, I'm going to say 40, 50% of the cases, the person you're pushing up against, again, isn't even there anymore. They may be forgiven and gotten on. Maybe they remarried. They're gone now. They're doing something else. So you're still carrying that, and it just doesn't serve. You just really need to thank it for what it's taught you and then reclaim your true self, and go on. And I know that sounds easier than it is, but it tell you it works,
When you're living in the moment, none of that matters anyway.
It's true. It's true. Master Puna's here, and she's saying, so many of you, she said, have your resistance in your body towards somebody that didn't give you something that you wanted. But what you've just not realized is they don't have a way. They don't have it to give you. They never did. They couldn't give you something that they don't have, and maybe they'll never have. And that's the thing that causes so much pain and resistance is we want people to change to be the way we want them to be. But we're not necessarily understanding that they're not us, and they're not going to become us, that we need to love people as they are, accept them as they are, and maybe they're going to change, but you can't put any stock in that because that would be taking away from free will. It's the same thing when we're talking about with the Star Brothers and Sisters. They want to come in and help in a heartbeat. But if we're holding this resistance of not owning what we've created, then they can't. They can't until we're clean and we can accept a gift of purity without having fear or having resistance to it. where we wouldn't push against it, you know? So if we think of fear in the sense of resistance, what is fear? It's the opposite of love. It's actually, it's not the opposite, it's the absence of love. And we don't want that, right? You want to be filled with love and gratitude every day. You'll have no gratitude if you don't have love in your heart. And as we all said, that has to start with you. And you're going against society here now, because society doesn't teach you to love yourself. Our society, and I don't want to say the dark side, so to speak, but the beings that run the country and the beings that run the pharmaceutical countries and even religions, they don't really want you to wake up. They don't want you to be empowered, because they're using us as pawns right now. And if every person was to rise up and claim their divine power and forgive and move, I mean, we could ascend tomorrow. Does that make sense? So yeah. So you have to forgive all those beings that are just, okay, this is just as simply as I can put it, but it says they're not connected to source energy. They don't know how to connect to source, or they've forgotten. They're not standing in the waterfall of God and standing in the infusions of light from Mother Earth. They're not. They're recycling negative energy day after day after day, creating harm and disease. And until they remember that they're a divine child of God, they're not going to stop doing what they're doing. And that really at this point has nothing to do with you, does it? You don't have to do it their way anymore. You can look at the school systems and sustainable communities that haven't been created yet. You can look at all the things that we want and say, instead of whining about it and being mad, we could just move through that. I know when I first realized that I'd been lied to almost everything, like fall on your knees, you're not worthy, as far as religion taught me. And school taught me that we had to compete to survive, and you had to knock somebody over to get the better grade or get the job. That's not true. There's enough for everybody. It's not true at all. And once you get over being mad about all the lies that you've been told, then you can claim your divinity, and you can really start to make some changes, which is the only thing that's ever been real here is love. And the only thing that makes love work is sharing, right? Sharing resources, not stockpiling them. So we have to get out there and start teaching the others to open their hearts to do that too, or at least showing them the way. Okay. They don't have to do it, but they'll be happy when they do. So.
I'd like to share one more thing.
Yeah, please.
I think somewhere along in the process of me learning how to love myself and forgive is I finally understood that everybody is doing the best they can in the moment with what they have to do it with, taking into consideration how they were when they got out of bed this morning, what they came into this lifetime with, everything that's gone on in all of their lifetimes that they're still holding. And even the laggards, I mean, I have tremendous love for these beings and realize that they are doing the best they can with what they have to do. They're still at those lower levels of consciousness. And I think being able to love everybody like that, it just allows forgiveness to come in easier. I don't know.
Yeah. And the laggards certainly need it.
Forgive for, if you look at it that way.
Yeah. Look at that great master teacher there, Joseph. Another teacher. Yeah. Excellent, Carla. Yeah. It comes back to, we can't expect people to give you something that they don't have. They don't have it yet. You can't want something from somebody if they don't have the wherewithal to do that. So, and that I think is the root cause of most relationships that break up, is that you want them to be this way or you want them to be that way, and they're not. They're just not. Just like you're not maybe what they want you to be, So to just respect that and move on. So anybody else? I think we all grow and learn when we realize we're in this together, and that you're probably not going to get off the planet until you've had some kind of experience that would be perceived to be negative that you've learned from. Yeah. I found that, if I find people that have supposedly lived their whole life in the rose garden, they've never pricked their finger, I don't know if I have a lot to learn from them, Does that make sense? We learn from people that have gotten out there and sort of gotten dirty, been in the mud, and they cleaned themselves up and came back and said, now I have something to share. So Joseph, what's your cat's name?
Husky.
Whiskey?
Husky.
Frisky. I thought you said whiskey.
Husky.
Hi, Frisky. Yeah. You're pretty good looking.
Yes, she's very interested when I do sessions with you.
Uh-huh.
Otherwise, she doesn't like the computer
Uh-huh.
because she doesn't like it if I interact with something else than
Mhm.
her.
Well, I take
But
that as a compliment, one cat person to another. Mm,
if I listen to your lessons, she's always interested.
Very nice. I appreciate that. Yeah. Very appreciate that. Okay. I'm gonna have a few words here from Puda, and then we're gonna do some exercises that'll hopefully help us move the energy in our body. So once again, Master Puda says gratitude is the key to the universe. Don't forget where you put your key. Use the power of appreciation to make a powerful personal bridge to your next step. So let's pause there. I want you to think of something that is your next step. It could be something that's well underway, something that's been going on in your life for a long time, and there is a next step, or perhaps it's a next step to something new. If you can think it and give thanks for it, you can use it to change your life for the most benevolent outcome. Gratitude and giving thanks are really rocket fuel for the soul. So today we want to put some emphasis on the changes that are all around us. Never more than now is the time to be fully present in your body every day. Not too much in the past or future, but really present in the now, the way the gray whales have shown us. Each of you have so much more power than you realize to create your own reality. And we are here to remind you that your power is increasing as you remember to love yourself and others, choosing to feel your way through the day as opposed to try to think your way or analyze a solution. So there's a big part of each of you that knows that the animals are good examples, of course, of how to do this. They are the feelers. They are the greater body of healers and teachers. So if we follow in their footsteps, we find ourselves feeling the earth beneath us, feeling our way into our hearts each day. And when you enter the place where you're really willing to feel, you can access the energy of nature. And that will come in and shift your perception and therefore your vibration. So one of the easiest ways to verbalize this is to give thanks for nature and make an appointment, really, to make sure that you connect every day. Gratitude and appreciation are keys to shifting your vibration back to the heart and connecting in a benevolent way to the energy of change all around you. You may have noticed that what you think and what you say and do is manifesting more quickly now than ever before. I have recently said it's almost like placing an order when you go into a restaurant, or at least back when we could go into restaurants, right? And boom, here it comes. It's a surprise. It's manifesting a lot faster. So worth putting some energy into to think that what I'm focusing on is what I really want, as opposed to random thoughts flying around. Human thought and consciousness has a greater impact than ever before on common everyday life. So try saying, what I speak is what I get, what I think is what I get. And it contains so much more energy in the examination of your verbalization than it would if you didn't say that or if you didn't make that conscious. So if we expect something to be difficult, then guess what? It's going to be difficult because you said so. If you're worried about something, it's going to be negative because that's where your energy is focused on. So we have to change that to tell our bodies and our thought forms that the answer is going to be benevolent. Most times when we're asking for something, it's going to be yes. And the organizing principles of the universe start to work with us now because the veil is so thin. And most of you now are working with some kind of grid. You're working with maybe some kind of unity breath in the morning to keep your energy at 0 point throughout the day. And you're working with the energy of refusing to go to judgment. We were taught to judge everything, every single thing, even to the point where if someone asked you a question and you didn't have an answer, they would say, "What's the matter with you? Are you stupid? Don't you have an opinion? Why would you want to have an opinion about something negative?" Master Buddha said one of her responses is, "I'm going to have to research that and get back with you." Probably not. It's like, it's none of my business what you're asking. So she says, I ask you to remember as you navigate and co-create your day that this works in the energy of what you want as opposed to what you do not want as well. But you want to focus again on the positive. Stop giving it energy or attention to what you don't want so it doesn't manifest. Trust that you have this power to communicate to the universe and to spirit around you. Trust that the animals are supporting you and nudging you in the directions of choosing wisely and what you send out. So I know that some days we all just have a day when we wake up, maybe we feel stuck, maybe you feel frustrated, maybe you're tired. And I'm just going to say, she says over and over, go to gratitude. Gratitude is the closest thing You have to drink it, cure all elixir for anything that the universe can throw at you. So when the days get tough, focus on gratitude, make it better. Any disagreements that you've had with someone, focus on gratitude, make it better. Do your forgiveness work, even if they don't. Okay. That challenge that you've been cracking your head over, focus on gratitude and make it better. So let's get out a pen and paper. And if it'll help you, then it probably will, to bring something sacred, to this process, something that's a touchstone for the energy of nature or the energy of something that you love, something that's maybe from your altar, and you just connect to it from your heart and give thanks for it. It's something that if someone took it from you or you lost it, you would miss it. It's a beautiful thing in your life, even if it's small. And maybe it's a big thing. Okay. And let's put that near us and just keep our heart connected to it. So let's start out with something simple. Let's start out with 10 things that we're most grateful for. And you don't want to go into your mind. You just want to let the pen keep pumping this out from your heart. And we'll just take a couple minutes, and I'm going to bring in whale sounds because whale sounds are the most healing sounds, humpback whales. It's been proven. And we're going to listen to some whales as we write down the things that we are most grateful for. I'll take about 3 or 4 minutes here. Well, enjoy. Who would like to share at least 5 things, 5 to 10 things that you're most grateful for that really are a part of your life? Be good force. Joseph? Okay.
So, that I got out of the Greyhound's Day life I had before. You know the movie Greyhound's Day?
Mm-mm.
Where they're looking for the animal to come out of the hole and he has to live the whole day again and again and again and again, always the same day.
I don't, but I can
you should
visualize it. You did what?
Groundhog Day.
Greyhound
Groundhog.
Day, yes, exactly. It's a good one. As I got out of the living the same thing every day.
Good.
That's what I wanted to say with this. Then I got music, my instruments,
Nice.
that my body is still working so good, even if I did not treat it so good.
Mm.
That I live close to green nature, animals, the cat,
Yes.
my fantasy, my stubbornness, that I did not go in too much at the other people's reality. SF movies, science fiction series and movies, that my future is going to be much brighter and more exciting than my past.
Beautiful. And there's your sweetie Frisky. Hi, honey. Thank you, Joseph. Jan, would you like to share?
Sure. So I wrote, I'm grateful for my life and my husband and my parents, my children, my grandchildren, for my journey on this spiritual path, for my teachers. Thank you, Laurie, for my home and my car and the food and the joy in my heart and the love of myself. And I'm just grateful, yeah, for the path and the learning and unfolding that, that we're going through each and every day and becoming better and better. Yeah. So
Good.
and
Yeah.
all the crystals. I love my crystals. I'm so
Okay.
grateful for my
Yeah,
crystals.
I am grateful for mine too. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
You're welcome. How about Catherine?
I am grateful for my health, for my body, my creativity, my sense of humor, my resilience, my joy, my friendships and relationships. I'm grateful for Nala, my beloved cat that lives with me and best friend. I'm grateful for my home and my garden. I'm grateful for the sun, the wind, the stars, and the quiet. I'm grateful for my freedom, my autonomy, my sovereignty. I'm grateful for the angels and masters of light, the elementals. I'm grateful for where I am on my path today. And I'm grateful for my long, healthy, thick hair. It's not breaking or falling out. No. That's it.
Thank you. Beautiful share. Yeah. Princess, would you share?
Yep, my dogs are at the top of the list. And my ability to pay my bills on my own, my safe neighborhood, the parks and beaches nearby. I have nice neighbors, my connection with source and guides and everyone who's helping me. My interest in ascending and helping others, my car, and I own property and I have great tenants.
Beautiful. Wow. Just feel it. It's like we're pouring water in the bathtub and it's overflowing, It feels so good. Good. Thank you. How about Carla?
Well, I'm sitting here looking at this crystal that I bought for a friend of mine while everybody's talking, and I'm noticing so many facets on it and so much sacred geometry. I'm grateful for this crystal. I didn't even realize it's as gorgeous as it is. But in addition to that, I'm grateful for my life and who I am, my son and his life, my family, and that means earthly, galactic, cosmic, my body, practice, my service in life, my divine order and understanding of sacred alchemies. Gosh, my list is so long. I mean, the whales and dolphins, sacred ascendant masters and hierarchy. My freedom, that's a huge one.
Mm,
Finances. Just there isn't anything I'm not grateful for. It really boils down to that. Even the hardships I've had in my past, I'm just grateful for everything.
yeah. You're embracing what Buddha was talking about, is that everything that once appeared negative, once you step out of duality, is no more negativity. It's just appreciation for the experience that helped you grow. You know?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anne, would you like to share? Looks like she's typed in, grateful for my life, health, son. Did you want to unmute and share, Anne? I can't. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for what you did share. Appreciate that. Okay, Nancy, do you want to unmute and share? Sometimes I can't tell if they're there, you know, when the picture's not there.
Hello?
There you are.
Okay. I'm thankful that I'm a loving person. I'm kind. I'm thankful for my family, my kids, my body, my health. Um, I'm thankful for my career, my clients, my persistence to continue on always, my finances, having a passion. Guess.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Well, how about Rudy? Rudy, would you like to share on gratitude? And once again, I don't know, Rudy. Grateful for Puda, chance to reset. Thankful for the oceans, swimming, dolphins, whales. Love the, let's see, I can open this up here. For the fact that we get to share the planet with cats. Yeah, I am too. Yeah, cats are so great. Yeah, very nice. I read an article that my assistant sent me that said, if cats seem smarter than humans, it's because they have like some 300 million more brain cells than we do. Oh, God. I was like, okay, I'm sure my cats would agree with that. All right. All right, let's do another one. Let's look out into our world and let's write down, if you can, 10 things. If that's too much, it's do what you can on what we appreciate in the people around us, what our appreciation for the neighbor because, you know, my husband because, my mom because, you know, my child. I'm grateful for my cats because, and write down something that catalyzes this emotion of appreciation that you have for them. And you can also visualize that you're sharing this with them, okay? So we'll take a few minutes. We'll bring in the whales to help you. And go ahead and, if you don't mind, to journal for a few minutes. who'd like to share? And the different people that you appreciate them because, and you don't have to say their name if you don't want to, but if you want to, that's fine too.
I'll share. This is
Okay.
Carla.
Hi, Carla.
This one wasn't as easy. It wasn't difficult, it just didn't flow like the first one did.
Right.
So I appreciate in other people, my mom for her love and generosity, my son for his participation in my soul journey and for being the incredible soul he is, the caregivers, especially during COVID, and the laggards for giving us the opportunity to experience the illusion of separation from God that we are. What an interesting ride it has been. My clients for supporting my practice, my neighbors for being quiet, my family for their love and lack of drama, and my past boyfriends and husbands for what my experience with them has taught me.
Beautiful. Nice. You ran the circle of the gamut there. I love that.
I did?
And that feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah, I didn't notice I ran a circle of, but okay.
Oh, no, it's nice. You did, it's like touched all aspects, I think, of your life. And it was very authentic, very, very beautiful.
Thank you.
So who else would like to share? I appreciate blank because. Catherine.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with Carla. This one was a little bit harder, but once you get going, it actually helped. I had to dig deeper, right? And by digging deeper, more came out.
Yep.
So I really enjoyed that process. I have a huge appreciation for my cat Nala and our relationship. We are telepathic with each other, and every time I have the experience of feeling her joy when she's outside having a joyful moment, it comes right through my heart, and I can feel her, and just feeling that joy through her, I'm just so grateful and appreciate so much about what she teaches me, and having her in my life is just wonderful. And having those experiences, I just really appreciate those kinds of experiences with her. It's not just having a cat, it's having that relationship and those experiences with her as well. I really appreciate my neighborhood. This is the first place I've lived where we're friendly. Maybe it's because I'm friendlier. I think it is, but
I'm gonna bet it is.
everybody walks a lot. Everybody has dogs and cats. There's just a lot of friendly, hello, how are you? Always speaking to each other. Nobody walks by my house without speaking to me and saying hello. And I don't even know their names, but we're always friendly. And I really appreciate that camaraderie of where we're all here together, doing this together in our own path. I really appreciate where I am today for all the shifts I've made and for the person I'm becoming. Just so much more joy and inner peace. And I just think of where I've come from, and I really appreciate, I'm grateful and appreciative of where I am today. So much better than 10 years ago. And I also appreciate having less fear, and didn't realize how much fear I'd had in the past, but I'm really realizing that I am not in a fearful place anymore, and that I'm really grateful and appreciative of that. I appreciate the abundant life I've created, and at the same time, I really appreciate that the materialism and achievement orientation and the doing and the needing to be recognized and all that stuff has kind of fallen away. It's not important anymore, and I really appreciate that. So
yeah. It's a huge blessing for every human. This is from Puda. When you realize you don't need the appreciation or the accolades to be authentic, that you're receiving them from your I am presence, you're receiving them from God. It's great when other people appreciate it. Of course it is, but that you don't need it. You're not needy to that.
Yeah.
It's just, whipped cream, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's big. When we don't need, I guess when we don't need each other's approval is probably a better way to say it. To be ourselves, like people would say, well, no one loves me, or I can't go on because no one cares. It's not true. That was a good share. Who else? From Anne. Okay. Best friend who listens, supports, makes me laugh, trusting connection with my son. Let's see if we can open up the chat here again. unconditional love of my 2 cats, appreciating my journey, and living more peacefully. Beautiful. Yeah. Don't you just feel yourself getting lighter listening to everybody's gratitude and her appreciation? I do. Okay. How about Jan? Did you share?
I'll add a few things. I'm grateful for this cat that runs around the neighborhood and runs the neighborhood who I don't know. And it's at my daughter's neighborhood. So whenever I go over there, this cat's running around. It just brings me so much joy. She's so cute. And everybody knows her and everybody just watches out for her, you know, and she's just the sweetest cat. So I'm grateful for her. She brings me a lot of joy. But I'm grateful for my parents for still being here on the planet. And I'm grateful for my husband who could have been retired, who still works. And so I can do all these things. So I'm grateful for that.
Very nice.
And I'm grateful for waking up every day. Like it's just a blessing, you know, and being healthy. And I'm grateful for the friends here where I've moved to that invited me into their circle of friends. So and my neighbors here. It's nice to have friendly people and it's great. Everybody here says hi and waves to each other too. So
That's
it's nice.
great.
Yeah. So
That's
thank
the
you.
that's the new earth. You know, that's how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Yeah, that's an attribute of the new earth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. How about you, Joseph? What do you appreciate in other people, other situations?
Other people. Yeah, I wrote only about people, and then I did not. There was nothing coming to me for real people. So people from next door or people in my life. I know there should be something, but it came nothing. So I write more abstract. So for humans or people, their persistence to keep the things going, where I would have stopped long ago. Their willingness to help if you ask them, and all the funny things they built, technical stuff, computers, houses, and all these nice things. And for all the people, I'm thankful for the people like you who stood up and introduced different ways of seeing the reality when it was even more weird the time ago than it is now.
Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, good share. Who else? Princess, do you want to share?
Sure. I appreciate my neighbor because he is willing to share serious topics that he is or has experienced in order to be a friend and help me with similar situations that I'm experiencing.
Nice.
I mean, from a total stranger, like we started talking and it was like, whoa, and that was a trip to me. I appreciate my therapist because I get to be happy for an hour talking to him about metaphysical things. He's very interested and also has some abilities. And I'm able to do this because he has a sliding scale, which is very generous. So it's like a bonus.
Right.
And I appreciate my friend Jody because I told her I would like to hear from her more often. And she said, I can do that. And she has.
That's a good friend. Yeah.
Like, I spoke up because we've known each other for years, but we're just like hit and miss. And then I just give up because I'm usually the one who's always making the relationship work with whoever. And then I told her, you know, like, and then she's like, oh, okay. I was like, okay. So it's good.
Great. Great. Okay. Who didn't share? Let me look here. Rudy, do you want to share it? Rudy, are you there? Oh, here we go. Grateful for Puda. But did you want to share on appreciation for other people that you have? I am very appreciative of some simple things like having a place to live, money in the bank, pleasant working conditions. Yeah, because there was a time when I did not have this. I'm very appreciative of certain family members and friends who are thoughtful and big-hearted. That's really nice. And did we leave anybody out? Nancy, do you want to share?
Okay. I'm appreciative of my grandkids. they're so fun and I just love it. And they FaceTime me all the time. And so it's just real exciting to see them grow and talk. And um, I think I'm grateful too for with this pandemic. I was lucky to have enough income not to be in fear. And I still got many clients that I didn't have to be afraid when so many people are right now in fear with money. So I'm just very, very grateful for that. And I think I'm grateful for my friends, and I feel I give them support and they give me support during this time.
That's wonderful. That's really great. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Thank you.
Okay. Puda's nudging me. Okay. So we talked about earlier, there are two paths that I really appreciate, I acknowledge, that are the pathways to gratitude. And one of them is meditation. I think you'll find if you have a practice of meditation, even if it's not a long time. For me, it's my morning time, sometimes at night. My nighttime, when I'm just getting into bed, I try to reserve that for gratitude and to go back through my day and give thanks for all of the things that I can think of. And then because, I'm telepathic, I listen to Sam and Puda give their gratitude. And then we blaze the room and the house with the violet flame before we go to sleep. So in the morning is more my gratitude time in my quiet meditation. But I think if people would commit to, even if it's 5-10 minutes of just being quiet, really listening to your guides and to your support team in the morning or whenever that is in your day, you will find it opens you. The gratitude just flows in. So we have a little piece in our film from that, and I want to show it to you. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay.
Master Cat Puda would tell each of you that the opportunity that is created when you choose to meditate, to become still, move into your heart, and to create a place of silence, this is the opportunity that you've been waiting for. And this is the opportunity to become a good listener. The universe, the spiritual hierarchies, the angels, your master guides, and your higher self have so much to share with you. If you would create the opportunity in your life to be a good listener first thing every morning, you will be amazed at the information that they would share with you. Ascension tool number 2, meditation. Commit to yourself to meditate a minimum of 15 minutes twice daily. Our suggestion is to meditate when you first wake up in the morning to connect with Spirit and your Master Guide team, and again before you go to sleep at night. Allow yourself in meditation to breathe only through your nostrils as you sit comfortably with your spine straight and open to receive the messages Spirit will have for you. It is through your heart connection that you will receive the messages in your meditation that you are seeking. It is a wonderful time to offer gratitude to Creator, to your family, and to your guides and angels. The universe is conspiring to assist you, so don't forget to always connect with Spirit, knowing that they are waiting to bless you in your meditations and to communicate with you through your heart. Blessings on your meditations. Master Puda says, gratitude is the key to the universe, so don't forget where you left your key. Gratitude is one of the number 1 keys to claim the energy for your ascension. Gratitude allows you to feel love of self and love of others. Gratitude opens the portals of transformation and raises your vibration instantly. If you ever feel your energy spiraling down, or you feel anger, despair, or frustration, You can shift these energies by consciously moving into a higher vibration we call an attitude of gratitude. Begin to count your blessings, and when you begin to list those things that you are grateful for, you will be there for a while, and you will forget why you were upset or why you ever felt despair, anger, or frustration. This shift into a higher frequency begins with the simple attitude of gratitude for the many things we are simply given. Offer gratitude for your physical body and for your very breath. Offer gratitude for warm, clean, running water. Gratitude for your food and for your drinking water. Gratitude for the trees and the plants, for the flowers and the grass. Gratitude for your animal friends. Gratitude for the babies and the children. Gratitude for your mother and for your father, for your husband or your wife. Gratitude for your relatives and for your friends. Offer gratitude for your teachers and for the relationships you have. Offer gratitude for the oceans, for the rivers, the lakes, and the many streams. Offer gratitude for our beloved Mother Earth and for the sun and the moon and the planets, and the list goes on. Offer gratitude for the organization and intelligence that the universe offers each of us every day. When you begin to count your blessings, you will know that you are truly blessed and that love and gratitude are the only feelings that you want in your life. Master Cat Puda would tell each of you that the opportunity that is
Okay, I'm going to do one last exercise that I think you'll like, and I'm going to call it writing a prayer of gratitude or a statement of gratitude, one of the two. A prayer would be more inclined to use the energy of appreciation and gratitude to ask for things that are in alignment with this vibration we've created, that to speak out for yourself and say, this is what I need, or this is what I want. The other is an attitude of gratitude using a statement. I'm grateful for this and this and this, and I'm grateful for what's yet to come, and putting something into that slot so that we're acknowledging that we're the creators of our own reality, but yet we're connected to the divine. It doesn't have to be long. When we started out, we had the PowerPoint, we had all those little statements of gratitude. Something that comes from your heart and something that connects you to this work that will make it memorable. Looking at your altar, looking at the things that are precious, looking at your animals, as you've all said. So I'm going to take about, like 8 minutes maybe. So you have a chance to go within. And again, I'll play some nice whale, soft music for you that you can create a statement that's just coming from your heart. Okay, so enjoy, and we'll be back to hear how that goes. I was just sitting here pondering all of that, and then I just had a statement come to me. I'll share. I'm grateful that I can carry the love of Mother, Father, God in my body as I go about my day. And I pray that the love and light that I exist within, that it ripples out from me into the world to others to help them feel loved and supported and appreciated, and that their path of service is realized in their lifetime, that they come to know how grateful we all are for them as well. So, namaste. So, anybody else want to share? Joseph, did you want to share?
Yes, I can start.
Okay, thank you.
Dear Spirit, thank you for all the insights I have got till now. Thank you for the things, situations I manifested and the ones I wanted but was not able to manifest because they would not have been good for me. Thank you for more wisdom to come, joined by more benevolent manifestations. Amen.
Very nice. Thank you. Very nice. How about you, Jan? Hmm. Hmm. You got to unmute, sweetie.
Keep forgetting that.
I
Sorry.
know I do too sometimes.
I am blessed and grateful for you, Laurie, Master Cat Pooter, Samuel,
Aw.
the whales, the dolphins, the beautiful healing sounds that you have brought to us.
Oh,
I'm so grateful for all the healings that I'm learning and sharing with others. And I'm just grateful for, the ocean, the air, the fire, the taking a shower, blow drying my hair every day. I'm grateful that my life is easy compared to my parents and my grandparents' lives. And I'm grateful because I don't know, we're just so blessed to have a refrigerator full of food and a warm house and clothes. Whether we're hot or we're cold, we can find shorts or sweaters, and just grateful for all of life and for having the divine in my life and being aware of my spirituality, and just so happy that I'm awake, waking up and awake now and working towards the oneness. So thank you and blessings to all. Thank you.
I love that. That's a prayer of grace. I'm grateful for grace, So, thank you. Who else? Catherine's writing, Princess. Carla, do you want to share?
Sure, I'll share. I have to agree with Jan that becoming a student of yours has just been a pivotal point in my life. I mean, I've been through so much coursework, and I get something from everybody, but man, Laurie, I'm so grateful for you. And I see our relationship will probably go on for a long time, as long as you keep offering courses.
Well, I hope so. Yeah.
But this is what came to me when we were doing that. And I had no idea what to write. And then it just came. So, a statement of gratitude. I am grateful for my place in the grid system. I am the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. There is only love, and I am it. Let there be light in all things, in all thoughts, emotions, and activity. I am a conscious creator serving Mother, Father, God joyfully. I am the resurrection and the life of the love of God in all things. Let there be light, let there be love, let God be seen in me. Amen.
Beautiful. Wow. I love that. You almost can hear choir singing, No, I mean it. That's just so beautiful. Thank you.
It just came out. So
Yeah,
thank you.
You should keep that. That's
Yeah, I
very,
will.
very beautiful. I'm getting chills. Okay. Catherine, you want to share?
Mine needs some work. I don't know where I was going, but I was somehow thinking I needed to create some kind of short statement that I would say every morning, and it would just like start me off on the most perfect day. And as I write it, it's too short, so it'll have to be expanded, but this is where I'm at. I am grateful to be alive to serve this day. I am thankful for all that I have received and have been given, and I am blessed this day, and forever. Amen.
Well, I think that's pretty great. Yeah.
Start.
I don't think she left anything out, do you? Nice. Well, you can always add to it, but that's beautiful. Trust that. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. How about Princess?
Sure. I wrote, I'm grateful for leaving the past in the past and stepping into my future improved self, thus creating improved situations and experiences not only for myself, but for others as well. Oh,
Oh, I like that. Leave the past in the past. Okay, let's see what we got here in the chat room. Anne says, prayers of gratitude for expanded consciousness that is helping me accept myself and others more fully, my life experiences and opportunities to become more loving and of service to oneness on the planet. Wow, that's beautiful. For Rudy, I'm grateful for the unlimited access to wisdom and teachings, clearings by so many wonderful spiritual teachers on YouTube and Zoom. I am grateful that technology makes it possible for me to participate in this webinar and to connect with others on the other side of the world. I'm also thankful for every new revelation, insight, and perspective. Yeah, ditto. I really am thankful for those things too, and how, because of the technology, we really have an international audience now, and we can all connect, like through my whale school, we all have people in so many different countries now, and they connect easily, it's just wonderful. We couldn't do that before. Yeah. What about you, Nancy? Would you like to share?
I don't think I wrote a grateful statement. I just wrote prayer. So I said, I pray I always have loving heart that is appreciative and grateful of myself and others. I pray for loving family, friends, relationships, and clients to continuously flow into my life. I pray for active, healthy, energetic body. I pray for financial abundance.
It's beautiful. No, that's what the assignment was, some people call it prayer, some people call it intention, statement. It's all good. It's beautiful. And thank you for sharing it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as I said earlier, I believe there may be more than I realized, but the pathways to gratitude are extensive. And the one we talked about first was forgiveness, the power of forgiveness, and how that opens us to gratitude to replenish the cells and the energy in our body when we forgive. Second one that we did earlier was meditation, that through meditation we can come to gratitude just quite naturally. It just happens. We're blessed with that, and you can come out of your meditation feeling so grateful that you even had time to meditate, just you're grateful. And then the last one is a path of service. So, and it may not be every single person's choice to come to a path of service right now, but I want to open us up to that and to the possibilities of that. And that includes even just one thing here or there, simple thing, opening the door for someone, or being of service to an organization that's doing some good work for humanity. There's all different paths of service, but let's open up to that now and let's honor it. I have written, service to others is one of the major keys to succeeding with your venture. Entrepreneurs who focus on serving others to the best of their abilities live a life of greatness. Benefiting humanity and making a difference is of utmost importance. May these quotes inspire you to live a life of service for the greater good. Number one, as we lose ourselves in the service of others, we discover our own lives and our own happiness. Number two, small acts, when multiplied by millions of people, can transform the world. And number three, always render more and better service than is expected of you, no matter what your task may be. And the last one I wrote is, all of your customers are partners in your mission. So in my life, I wrote a prayer, which some of you may have seen before. I think it's about 12 years ago, 15 years ago now, somewhere in that realm, sitting in the sun on the beach in Mexico. And I hadn't yet created a life of service, not in the way I have now. And I didn't necessarily understand what I was writing, but I felt it was divinely inspired. And it's now the close of our film. So, and I try to remember to say in every class now, our film is called Ascension Guidance, Living in Your Sacred Heart, and it's free and available to everyone. All you have to do is email me, and then I'll send it back to you in a digital form. But right now, this is the close of our prayer, close of our film, and it's called the Service Prayer. So I'd like to share this with you today.
This is our service prayer. I am in service to my Creator and the Creator of all that is. I pray to always serve the light of my Creator, God, Goddess, Source, with love, and to always do my part to the very best of my ability. I pray to always go and be exactly where I need to be to manifest the Creator's divine master plan of love. I acknowledge my service and the gift of my earth life back to the One. Please use my body and soul combined with my free will as your own to serve at the highest possible level as your representative. I give humble thanks for the ability to serve at this level. I am grateful for my life. I am a unique and integral part of the divine master plan of love. I am an example of divine love. I pray now for the highest good of all beings in all places and at all times. I honor my divinity by serving my Creator joyfully. Let us rejoice. And so it is. We give thanks, we give thanks, we give thanks. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming to class, and we'll thank all those that'll be watching the replay of this. And thank you just for opening your hearts and being a part of what I call the energy of the new earth. That we're working each day together now with a closeness in our heart, no matter what happens in the exterior, that we know we have each other. There's so many now awakened souls, and we're here to assist the others as well. But mostly right now, the path of service for me is focused on Mother Earth and her healing. We can clean the waters, we can clean the air, we can clean the food, and we can come back to this path of clarity, righteousness, of living a good life, and knowing that all parts of it don't harm anyone, do no harm. So thank you for sharing this time of gratitude with me and with the cats. We love you so much, and we wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. It's a beautiful time to be in gratitude. So let's just go into the heart, and we close the sacred space by thanking Mother, Father, God for this gathering, thanking Mother, Father, God for our very lives, for the opportunity to serve at this level and to have gatherings like this where we can come together to raise our vibration and to celebrate our lives. Namaste. We close the sacred space now with reverence and honor for this day of the gift of gratitude. And so it is. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Laurie.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Laurie.
Bye for
It was
now.
wonderful. Thank you.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.